welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show, and how's everybody doing this wonderful Monday?
Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
Florida. Oh, there you go. That's Danny. DTS. Look at that. Right away. DTS.
Which stream is it? YouTube or Facebook? YouTube is 1080. Facebook resolution is 720. So I would definitely go over there. IRTA2s. IRTA2s are still on sale. So if you're interested in picking yourself up one, that's till the end of tonight. There you go. I know. I'm working on it. Hang on. What? All right, there we go. So yeah, if you're interested in picking up an IRTA 2, you can have our DNF tool drawer. Right now, you still get $22.43 off. Go coupon code Haley, Hailey. You have until tonight at midnight is when that'll automatically shut off, which is really cool. I don't have to do anything.
Hey, Mr. Lara.
Now we are started.
Yeah.
It will be the 12 Days of Christmas is coming. So a couple things that are coming up. Thanks, FoCal, for being a sponsor of the show. For those of you that... Actually, you know, we could do this one too. Thank you, Gladen Moscone, for being a sponsor of the show. For those of you that were here and we didn't hit record, we were talking about the 430 that we had done some videos on. We had talked about how we had Nick Wingate on, and we also talked about how we did the Car Stereo Lab on the 430. The idea behind the Pro line, I guess, is
it's not trained that.
Minimal amounts of nonsense in the amplifier for maximum amounts of output potential and sound quality. That's really what you're looking at as far as that goes.
For sure.
But yeah, if you can get your hands on one, any one of the Pros is totally worth it, but the 430. And then they have the new 830 DSP coming out. So we'll get the new 830 DSP amplifier that's coming. Actually, it's already out in certain areas. You can pick it up already.
Not in our area.
I mean, you probably could. Yeah, I know. Press record. It's silly. But anyways, hope everyone had a wonderful holiday.
I haven't sent an email at the IRTA store for purchasing. Okay. He's in Netherlands, so that's why.
I'll have to check with Sue. She's the one that monitors all that. I'll have to check with her and have her check through the trash. I know somebody from Australia just ordered one that we got out, or she's getting out, or got out on Friday. So I'll check with her tonight and see if she's got anything in there. You can resend it. Feel free to resend it because sometimes they just go into the trash. I don't. But yeah, no. By all means, please send it again. Typically, what happens if you're out of the country is that she has to go and find out how much it's going to cost.
Hang on. Yeah, she saw it today. So.
Oh, did she see it today?
Right there.
Saw it today. So Sue saw it today, so she'll be getting back to you shortly. So when it comes to overseas, you got to be patient with us because, and also Jesus, the last guy from Australia.
Jesus too?
Yeah, I think he hand delivered it to Australia last time, and he walked across the water to get it there because I think it took 3 months to get to Australia.
There you go,
it was ridiculous. So she saw it. So don't worry, you don't have to send it again. She'll get back to you. She's on top of these things. That's why. She's a boss when it comes to that. Also, anyone that's been waiting on a wire ruler from Mobile Solutions, they're on their way. They are on their way. She took care of that today. So those will be filled in on Thursday. So I'm sure Juan will be able to get them out on Friday. So I apologize. With the holidays and everything else, it just kind of really screwed up getting wire rulers out.
Guys.
So,
yeah.
Oh, dude, it's kind of funny. Here we go. There we go. Huge question. Old 4100 won't connect to the iPhone 13 for CarPlay. Is there a firmware update that will allow it? It's funny. We just took one of these out this week for very similar problems. It's just too
end
of life.
That's it. Yeah.
And it kind of makes me, when we were talking about how long things last, and I said 3 years is typically the limit on what things will last. The 4100's old, man.
Oh, yes.
And there might be a software update. You can have it over Pioneer Electronics, pioneerelectronics.com, and type in, and you can also go into the radio's about section and find out what the most current. My guess is if you've never updated it, there's totally going to be updates for it, and you might get it to work. But that's one of those things where it's like, yeah, moving forward, it's kind of hard to like keep those things going. Like they have to move on at some point. So yeah, kind of sucks.
Okay.
Kill that radio. It's done. Best box for 5th gen Rams might have to come
to you guys for the install.
Which one is the 5th gen? Is that
That's
the
a good
Camel?
question.
I don't know. So here, all right. When we're looking at there's 2 types of boxes for the Ram.
Give me the year.
Have the camel, the camel humps, the upside down camel humps, and then you have the newer Ram. If it's the newer Ram and you're looking for something like SPL wise, Foxbox
for sure.
And if you're looking for something pretty, then you have MTI acoustics.
I was about to say MTI if you want like
MTI, for sure.
all these 12s and 10s and everything.
Yeah, both of those there again. If you want a pretty box,
MTI.
Yeah, MTI is the place to go. And then if you just want affordable, A-Trend or what's the other one? Boom makes the boom.
Q-Bomb?
Q-Bomb, yeah. Q-Power.
Q-Power.
Yeah, Q-Power. Would you rather do 2 kicker keys for speakers and... Oh, wait, hold on. Would you rather 2 kicker keys... Okay, so the 2 kicker key, we've always wanted to try that, and honestly, I don't really want to try it. The more we thought about it, logistically...
When you say 2 kicker keys, you meant like the 200.4 and the 500.1?
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, all right. Way to clarify. Good job. High five. Anyways, no, we do that all the time. Actually, we do it in a manner... We do it as a front stage. So we take the 4-channel and we put it on a set of components in the front, and then we take the sub amp and we put that just on the sub. We love it. We do that a ton. We've got a ton of videos on that specific scenarios. But we can also do front rear sub if you would like. Yeah. We were trying to figure out like DSP/money, and honestly, when you look at it, the 204 and the 501 is probably one of the cheapest, most powerful DSP combinations on the market. It's pretty weird.
Yeah.
2501s. So the problem so Ada said do 2501s. The reason why I don't want to do 2501s is because at that point I feel I can just sell a key lock, and because the key lock has all the same stuff that the 501 has. And more. Yeah. But it can do all the decoding that I need, and I'll just put a regular like 1000-watt amp in there.
Like a big amplifier.
Or an 801 or something like that, or a 1201, because I think that's a better value. Although it is kind of like you could hide those 2 501s, so I don't know. It's a tough one.
It is tough. Depends of the
Yeah. So that's what I was saying. You do the key lock, and the key lock will turn any sub amp into a key amplifier. That's the joy of it. So you don't that's like, so any sub amp you put in any car, put a key lock in front of it, and boom, now it's a key lock or it's a key amp. It's keyed. Got the key. Oh, the 200.4. Oh, so do the 200. All right, you're killing me, Ada. We gotta talk later, anyways. Okay, is there any sound quality difference in up firing subs in a sealed box versus trunk firing? Oh, up firing. Man, all right, so just experience-wise, it's always, I've never had any good experience, like, firing up in a trunk.
Yeah.
Like when there's crap in the trunk, yeah. And if you have plenty of bass, yeah. But if, it has always sounded better firing back. Now, in the few cars that I've had where they have up-fired the subwoofers, the secret is isolating the speaker from the trunk, meaning... Like, if you can port it in through the rear deck and make sure that none of that sound gets anywhere trapped around the speaker for cancellation purposes, then yeah, that has been impressive. Like, I've had a couple guys that have like I remember one that pops into my head is an old school Cadillac where the whole package tray was this plastic piece of crap. And so they just took it out, made a whole new rear deck. Okay. And then I did a Mustang, an Eleanor Mustang, where I put 2 10-inch Rockfords firing up, but I made a whole back deck out of it, so it looked, because that car's not actually...
Did you actually do that?
Yeah, I actually did that.
You did custom back in the Really?
Yeah.
It's hard to believe.
It is hard to believe.
Wow.
What happened? This one right here. Hold on. Dean, need a solution for hooking LED strips to delayed dome light. The relay we installed for it chatters as the voltage ramps up and down. Suggestions. So what he's talking about is this is a problem we ran into when we used to do overheads, fading dome lights. So you turn up, needs power back up, the relays would chatter because as it powers down, it's losing power. So it's, you hear it.
You just like clicking.
Yeah. So you could try to find the. Okay, so this is where it always got weird because if you could find the door trigger wire, but the problem is that in a lot of cars, door trigger wires now there's like if there's 4 doors, there's 4 triggers, and those report out to a dome light. That's why you would just grab the dome light. I don't know, because we never really found a solution for it. All we did was move the relay farther away and like
so you don't
bury
hear
it, so you didn't hear it. But that was back then. But you know, if you went to like a small one of those little micro relays, you could probably hide that somewhere and solve the problem. But I'm trying to think if I don't know if because it's dome light, so it's just got to come on and off. Honestly, I don't have a great answer for that. I just know the problem you're talking about, and what we used to do back 10 years ago was just.
So you cannot use like a TR.
No, because it needs to be instantaneous because it's got to be hooked up to a door pin. So you either go to the actual door pin, but that's not easy to do in a lot of modern cars because it could be normally open, could be normally closed, could be positive, could be negative. Then you need to put a relay in each one. So get the trigger from the light around the key cylinder. Okay, there you go. But if it fades, just make sure it doesn't fade. But, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Ada's throwing it out there. Give that a go. Give it a go. What do you got to lose? Because I got nothing else, so we'll go with Ada's one on that. All right.
All right.
What do you think about Alpine loaded Halo boxes? You know, in my opinion, Alpine has always made, for whatever that's worth, Alpine has always made nice factory boxes. They do their thing. I don't think there's any problem with them. They look nice. I've always had great experience with them, so I don't see why it'd be a problem.
All right.
Where can people order color LED strips and controllers?
Metra.
Well, they can't order them there. You can't order direct from Metra. You can get part numbers.
I mean.
Yeah, you can get the part numbers.
You can get the part numbers and go to your local car stereo and see if they can.
Yeah, but Amazon. Let's be honest. That's just going to be an Amazon thing.
Really?
Yeah, it sucks. Brian was talking about, Mobile Solutions was talking about getting into selling LEDs, which I think is a good idea.
Yeah, because they do a lot of LEDs.
Well, because he's coming up with some really great ideas, and the one thing about Mobile Solutions that makes everything great is he dumbs it down so that it's like, all you have to do is buy this.
Yeah.
And you're done. So, I think it's a good idea. I think you should do it. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Next one.
All right, next one.
Does audio control DM810 support high-res audio? It is not high-res certified, no. They did not pay for high-res certification. When high-res first came out, it was basically a Japanese thing only. It wasn't anything that wasn't anything anyone outside of Japan could do, because that was just part of the qualifications. There was there's like things that it has to do, and some of them are rather weird, and it's expensive. Like you had to have a facility in Japan. I don't know what the new rules are. I really haven't looked at it in the last year or two, but originally it was pretty hokey. But now I'm assuming it's different because like there are products that are high-res, have the high-res stamp on them that aren't from Japan. So, but as of right now, they are not. And the frequency response won't let that work on that particular unit either, as it states right now. One of the things that the DM810 has is a crossover at 20,000 hertz. So they have a 12 dB or 24 dB high pass filter at 12 or 24 dB at 20,000 hertz. So in order to be high res, it has to play up to 40,000 hertz. So even if it was capable of doing it, the internal workings of the processor would stop it from actually doing that. Software update sometime soon is going to fix that, but or change that, not fix it, change it, because it actually works out pretty good for especially if there's some noise happening beyond that. Getting rid of it is really nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'm getting a lot of pulse width modulation feedback in my mids and tweets in a 12 Equinox. Any suggestions? Done big 3, main, ground, and positive front and back. There again, you're going outside of what could possibly be the problem. So, for example, if the alternator it's 2012, it's a 20-year-old vehicle. Let's say the alternator's never been repaired, or never been replaced. It doesn't matter how much wire you have attached to it. A lot of the confusion in this is that if we just throw a bunch of heavy gauge wire at something, it's going to fix a lot of the problems. And the reality is no, it's not. There's something in the car that could be bleeding out RF, or just anything for that matter, that's causing this problem, that a big power wire isn't going to help. So yeah, it's a 20-year-old car. I would have the alternator tested. You could throw an RTA on there and see if you're getting any. And see if you're getting any noise. But that, there's a lot of things that it can be that power wire is not going to fix.
Yeah.
We use the DHL for Nashville. Yeah, much easier. Yeah. Post office, man. I have a 2006 GMC Sierra 2500 HD with Bose stripped out, going back with a JVC Z1000W, Focal, Pioneer amps, Blade subs. Can I use an RR2? I've read in some groups that say yes and others say no. What it really comes down to when it comes to any smart harness is if they don't list your car when you go to their website, in this case it'd be idatalink.com, or maestro.com or maestro.com. There's like 100 ways to get there. If they don't list your car for that particular application, one of two things. One, it's not supported, or two, they've never tried it. You can call and you can ask which one it is. If they don't support it, that's fine. If they say they've never tried it, that doesn't mean they don't support it. That just means that they couldn't get a 2006 in there. They didn't think there was enough reasons for them to do it. So I would give them a call.
Yeah.
Christian's just having a good time in the comments, isn't he? Have you ever installed the Illusion 5 1/4 coax carbon in the front of a Jeep? I just bought some. No, I have not. That's probably going to be pretty exciting. Yeah, very, very cool. Does Kicker make a small 5 or 6 channel amp with the ESP? That's a no. They used to. It was a Q class. They don't anymore. The smallest amps they make are key amplifiers, but it's just a 4-to-1, no 6. What has been the strongest set of C5? What has been the strongest setup for a C5 vet you guys have done? This is dang near race car, but I'm a huge audiophile. Honestly, I don't really keep track of that. If we're just looking for loud. Well, we did that. If it had the Bose system in it, it had the 3-way set. So like we did that one not too long ago that was a race track car. No, it was the track car that he had the tweeter, the mid bass, and we did the Access 3-way set in it. And we did that bridged off of the Kenwood 5 channel.
It has a 9-inch, no? Like big.
Yeah.
factory speaker.
Right, but
Let's do the audio, the Morel 9-inch.
Slow it down.
He says it's an audiophile.
Hey, and if he wants to do an audiophile system in it, yeah, we can do a set of late 3-ways, tons of power in the back.
Exactly.
The problem that you have to run into with that is that, for one, it's not the greatest electrical system in the world. Okay, so big amps don't work well in that car. So even though you want to do a ton of power, you know, and also, what has he done to the ignition? Is he using MSD stuff, or is it just, you know, stuff that isn't going to have noise?
We can worry about that later. Don't worry about it.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you know. Yeah, it does have the subs in the factory. This is the 8-inch, yeah. It's lots of fun.
Yeah.
Do you know of a good place to source an A to B USB cable extender, male to female? It's too short in my trunk to plug into Zen A to B unit where I'm trying to mount it. The Zen A to B plug is just a micro USB, so you just need a micro USB to micro USB. So it's not the mini USB, it's the one that has. So yeah, it's just a regular, because all of those are going to be. What you might have to find, because you might not be able to find a micro USB on both ends. So what you might have to do is do like two cables to make one cable. So do a female to male, and then a female to male. So regular USB to micro, regular USB to micro, and plug the two together. Those you can find on Amazon. But yeah, trying to find micro to micro, probably not going to work out, but you could probably find female to female and make that work. That's what I would be doing. Yeah, be careful extending that for sure, because it's the data bus in the car, so you could definitely get some corruption from it. So the other thing you can do too, which probably makes more sense, is remove the factory from, like, what we'll do a lot of times, like in the 250s, the Expeditions, is we just remove all the factory tape and get the cable out as long as we need it, and then we just put it wherever we want it within that area. That's usually a better move, like, because we've never extended it. We always just, like, if we need, like the Fords, I mean, we have a whole video where we show you removing all the tape off of the wiring so that we can get it all by itself and plug it directly into it. So you might want to try that before you go and buy extensions, is just remove it from the harness and plug it in that way. Hey guys, just squeezed out enough to order a pair of hybrid 62 Integras for my rear fill. Also, ported a box for the Kicker 10-inch L7Ts to fit under the seat of my 2016 F-150. Getting excited. Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Cool. Very nice. Greetings from North Brunswick, New Jersey.
What's up?
What is happening? What time are we at? All right. So, hey guys, second sponsor of the show is Audio Control. So thank you, as always. Audio Control's been with us for a long time. Super excited. The new ACX amplifiers should be shipping right about now.
Yeah.
So be looking forward to those. Winter is coming, so if you want to put it on a snowmobile,
let's go. 5-channel, 6-channel, monoblock.
Yeah, for sure.
They have plenty. All right, and talk about audio control.
When do you guys do active component setups? When you guys do active component setups, do you use the same amp for all speakers? Example, D6-1200 with 125 watts hour mass across each speaker, or do you adjust gains differently for tweeters, mid, and woofer? Totally adjust. Oh God, yes, you have to. So think of it like this. A lot of people get really hung up on adjusting their gains to make sure they get all the watts out of it. It's kind of getting to be the point where it's becoming annoying. If it already isn't annoying, it's becoming annoying. If you go in and you set up your gain structure so that you know where, like, the maximum amount of distortion is for whatever it is you're trying to set up, whether you're doing a 0 dB, a 5 dB, never do a 10 dB, so 5 dB is about all you want to do on highs. Okay, so if you go and you set that up to where it's like all 6 6 channels, or all 3 pairs, are set up to -5 dB. So you know where you're at your top. Then you get in and you start doing your tuning. You're always going to turn them down. You know where the loudest they can possibly be is. And if, so for example, if you're sitting in there and you're like, I wish I had more mid-bass, turn down your mid-range and tweeter and your mid-bass will get louder. And the same is true vice versa. If you're like, oh, the mid-bass is too much, which never happens, but I want more treble, turn down the other 2 channels and that will make the other one louder. So thanks, audio control. What's up, Jeff? So, but that's the thing. Everyone is, oh no, I need to turn, no, turn the other 2 channels down. If you don't have enough bass, turn the mids and highs down and then you'll have more bass. And I know a lot of people just, and there you go, ACX 601 and the 606 arrived at the warehouse today.
There you go.
So just in time, just in time. So what's
Super
up,
sticker?
Super Sticker?
Thank you, man.
So anyways, yeah, Jeff's page, he starts everything at negative. So when he's tuning his system, he turns everything down and then works from there. The problem is he got 125 watts. That's a lot of power. Especially for like a set of tweeters. So very rarely when we're doing something like that do we ever gain up on the tweeter or the mid-range. Every now and then, you know, we'll be tuning it and we'll be like, I want a little more mid-bass. Everything's at 0. So we have room to go, yeah, a little more mid-bass. 3 component set, should I go with 6.5 or 6x9? I can fit both and have 2 10W3s and a DM810 with an LC 61200. Well, okay, so when it comes to 6x9s, the problem with 6x9s is that typically you're not going to find a really high-end set of 6x9s. I think the most high-end set of 6x9s we get, like a 6x9-inch mid-bass, just a 6x9-inch mid-bass. So like Audison makes a 6x9-inch mid-bass you can buy standalone. Morel makes a set of 6x9 components, which is a pretty bad. I mean that is the beefiest standalone 6x9 high-end that we have. But there again, it's not even in their Virtus. It's below that. So now you look at a 6.5, and a 6.5 you can get all the way up to the ceiling. Whatever your wallet has is the limit on how good of a 6.5 you can get. So you have plenty of power. I would probably go for a more high-end 6.5 than trying to squeeze out a lesser quality 6x9. If you didn't have that much power, I would say, you know, go for it. But you know, you can get into a set of like a late 6.5s, or you might even be able to fit like he said, the 9-inch earlier. Like if it's an F-150.
Yeah.
Now if it's a Chevy, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Dodge, not happening. But you know, you can fit a nice big 6.5 in there, big magnet, GB60s from Audio Frog. Oh.
GBs? They don't make GBs. 6x9. Oh no, 6.5s. Yes.
Dude, come on, man, pay attention.
I know.
What the hell?
I can't.
Setting amp gains with epicenter in line. Do you recommend using SMS DD1 or stick with the voltmeter? I'm going to tell you right now, man, when you're trying to set gains using an epicenter after the fact and all that, you're going to have a hard time. It does the octave shift. Set the gains in the amplifier. Turn the bass up as far as you can on, like, if you've got a subwoofer level control, turn all that stuff up. Get that pre-epicenter, then put the epicenter back in. Because as soon as you jam that effects knob, like pink noise isn't going to work the same because it's not what the epicenter is designed to do. Even if you use a 40 hertz test tone, it's not going to you'd literally have to set it to 40 hertz to do the octave shift, which it can't do because it'd be set to 80 hertz. So it's not made to set like that. It's not gonna work. And I know people have tried to do it, and it doesn't work out. It's one of those things where set everything around it, get all your gain structure set up. I would, instead of going 10, you may want to go 5 dBs of overlap, just because once you crank that sucker up, it's gonna get crazy, and that's just what it's gonna do. So yeah, That's an ear test for sure. Yeah. 1 week from today, and my Durango will be in. Hot damn.
There you go.
Hey, it's Mike. Mike Rios.
Oh, that's Mike.
Yeah, what's happening, man?
What's going on?
What do you got? What do you got for me? Do you guys have a video coming out on the Rockford night? Yes. Yes, we do. So, Greg's Chevy, we did film it. We were waiting to get some pictures of the install, but yeah. So I gotta reach out to him and see if somebody can send me some of those. Meaning we were waiting to get some install when they were had it apart and all that fun stuff. So hopefully
the before.
Yeah, the before. Yeah. So no, but we do have one coming out on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys do high-end German Maestro build or planning one? No, we haven't done one. We do have the speakers. We're planning on doing a... We're planning, but right now we're so backed up, it's probably not going to... It'll be sometime next year at this point, but we're planning on doing a sound test with them where we can set them in enclosures and let you guys take a listen to them. I'm real curious to hear them myself because they're pretty awesome looking, and I would love to sit down, relax, and just kind of enjoy them. So it's just we have so much other stuff to do first, but we're gonna do it. Definitely gonna do it. I can't wait.
All right.
If you were to get a vehicle specifically to put a system in it, what would be what would it be and why? I have been hearing great things about new Mercedes and their mid-base location. Their new mid-base location isn't really a mid-base; it's a subwoofer. It's up in the floorboard. It's way the heck up here in the floor of the car. Whether that's a great location or not, I don't know. It kind of limits what you can do as far as purchase. Like Focal makes a set, German Maestro makes a set, Blam I think makes a set, Helix makes a set. So everybody's making these replacement subwoofers to go forward. So it's not really sub. They're replacing with like a mid bass. I don't know. I don't know if I don't really think I have a car that I just like. Oh man, that's the car that sounds great. You know, because I mean, most of the time we're getting trucks, and I think trucks sound great because we can put a lot of sound in a truck.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't think I have a good answer for you on that one. Speaking of, pull up the website. Speaking of,
hang on, you got so many things.
Yeah, yep. Not that. No, Resonex. Dude. Yep. Okay. You good? Okay.
Website.
Yep. Not that one. All right. So, speaking of putting a lot of work, I'm working on it, dude.
I'm gonna remove this.
That's your job, man.
There you go.
Okay. There we go. Could we scroll down? Maybe give us something. Is that the best? That's what we got.
You got to talk about first. What is that?
Resonex. That's what it says.
That's it.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I thought there was a home page or something. This is what we got. I thought there was a page before this page. Like home. Hey, the home page. That's yeah. There we go. Anyways, I was saying, if you guys are interested in picking up some really high-end sound treatment for your vehicle, Resonex. That's right. This is one of those things where we suggest, just like when we talk about Audio Frog a lot, we suggest you head over to Audio Frog U and read some of the stuff that Andy's put out about the research that he's done on his product. Nick Apicillo, the owner of Resonex, has done the same thing. He spent a lot of the time going around, just doing a ton of research and development on his product. This is not a Me Too brand. If you ever get the opportunity to talk to Nick, he is extremely passionate about sound treatment and how it works and how it bonds and all the other things that go along with it. So for sure, I would recommend just heading over to the webpage. Go to the next page for me where you were just at originally. Internet, gotta love it. Scroll down to the middle of the page again. So this is that area here where you can kind of dig in and find some of the cool stuff that they do. This is a premium sound treatment product. One of the other things that Nick does is extremely unique to him is that he will do remote DSP tuning services as well. So if you've wanted to get your system installed or tuned, it's something he can help you with. I will tell you this, if you decide to call him, which he's probably going to make you email him first, your system has to be done. Fader has to work, everything has to work, you know, has to be going, because he 100%, he's not going to like half tune your system or anything. You have to make sure you have the whole thing in line and ready for him to go. So if any of you guys are interested in some premium sound treatment, head over to Resonix and give them a shout. Thank you. Oh, let's go back to here.
Let's see.
Yeah, actually we've done a couple different how to put sound treatment on cars. Yeah. I have the Resonix stuff from my car personally, and at some point when I actually get to put a stereo in it, I will be using his stuff in my car. When doing a three-way component set, what would be the proper way to set up the crossover? Well, I mean, first things first, you have to know what your tweeter crossover points need to be. You always start with the tweeter. So that is something that either you're going to have to get from the manufacturer or figure out on your own. That number is derived from the FS of the tweeter. Whatever the FS of the tweeter is, you can multiply that depending on how the quality of the tweeter. Sometimes you multiply it by 2, sometimes some people multiply it by 4. So for example, if you look like a Focal driver, Focals typically, they tell you to cross them over at 5,000 hertz. Some tweeters is 3,200. A Morel could be as low as 2,200, sometimes 2,100. So that's important. You have to, and that's all derived from the FS of the tweeter. 24 dB, depending on the speaker, is typically your slope. So like Focal is going to be 24 dB. 3,200, that generic crossover setting there is typically 2,400. Now Morel, on the other hand, they're going to want you, because it plays down so low, they're going to ask you to do a Butterworth 12 dB crossover, which is a little bit different than that. Now when you go to the mid-range is going to play up to whatever the top of the tweeter is, those 3 numbers we mentioned, and then how low can it go? And there again, this is also something you're going to have to derive from the performance of the driver. 350 is like 3,200, that generic setting, and then again it just depends on that mid-range and where it needs. Some can play down lower to 500, some have to play higher up at 400, 450. I'm sorry, like not 350, higher. Anyways, so, and then your mid bass is going to be decided by the subwoofer, but the generic setting is 80 hertz. Sometimes if you have a bigger driver, you can go down to 70. Sometimes if you have a smaller driver, you have to go up to 100. A lot of the times manufacturers will give you a hand with this, because they don't. A lot of times, not all the times, a lot of times manufacturers give you a hand with this because they don't want you to blow their speakers either. The guys from America Base still on for first part of December.
I have no idea.
You mean not American Base, it's Power Base. Yeah, Power Base. I need to give Jeff a call next week
I'm
and
like
get him
American
on.
Base.
Yeah, it'll be Power Base. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Jeff.
Yeah, I gotta give Jeff a call. We gotta book that.
Yeah.
Yep. Are you guys gonna do a video on installing a pack? Yeah, I mean, if it's yes, of course. That's the new A to B. Yeah. As soon as we get one in, that yes. Yeah, it's weird. That has kind of dried up. You know, like
Which one?
F-150s with A to B, but we've been out of them. So
well,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
if it's not right, why
yeah,
nobody's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
do nothing?
And we don't ever see the schedule, anyways.
Right.
Hey, will the LC5-1300 work with the Kenwood DDX 7707 radios? Yeah, yes, of course. It's got the radio has 6-channel output. That amplifier, even though it's a 5-channel amp, has 6 channels of input and 2 channels of output. So You can do a multitude of different things with it just because it's an LC, but yeah. Oh wait, it's LC, it doesn't have output. Does it? No.
It's an LC.
The LC doesn't have output. But no, you can do front rear sub. It'll work with that amp radio just fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, so
The
this...
voltage is good, the whole 9 yards. So the radio that I have has 4-channel output and 4-channel input in the harness. My question is, if I connect the 4-channel output to my aftermarket amplifier, is it going to stop the sound? No, it's probably just going to blow up the amplifier. Yeah. So the radio that I have has 4-channel output and 4-channel input in the harness. That doesn't... Oh, right, this doesn't make any sense. Okay. I'm kind of lost in this, like, wording wise, but let me give you an example that might actually make sense on what you're asking. So the other day we had a Nissan pickup truck come in here that had a Rockford Fosgate system in it. It'd be the same if he's going to the 4 inputs in the harness or not. Anyway, I think this is okay. I think this story might help. So the radio, the Nissans typically have very low, the Nissans need a lot of voltage going into their aftermarket amplifiers in order to get any sound out of them. So typically what we'll do on that particular vehicle is we will come out of the aftermarket radio with speaker wire into the input of the factory amplifier and drive that voltage into it, because from the factory radio it has a ton of voltage output too, and that gives us a little bit more power output than the factory does, but it also keeps our voltage up so that we can hear. So in that scenario, you have an aftermarket radio. We're using the amplified output of that aftermarket radio to go into the input of the factory amplifier, and everything works out great. If that's kind of what you're trying to do, then yeah, because a lot of the times, yes. However, if there is a problem there, because in some cases what happens is the RCA outputs aren't enough to go into an aftermarket, and the RCA outputs of the radio don't put out enough voltage to go into the inputs of a factory amplifier. If that is the case, then you want to do some form of a high level to low level adapter coming out of the output, this is kind of weird, coming out of the output of the aftermarket radio, so that you can turn the voltage up and go into the aftermarket radio. But very rarely does, the factory amplifier. Very rarely does that happen. Like, really rare. So, but yes, I hope that helps.
All right. I got this one.
JL Audio. Wait, audio quality of JL Audio HD series versus XD series amplifiers missing tweets. Wow, why even? I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Please, can I replace the stock speakers in my 20 Camry without an amp? Will they sound good? Speaker suggestion. Yes, they will sound good as long as it doesn't have a Bose system or a branded like Infinity or JBL or anything like that. Yes, you can put new speakers in there and they will sound good. If you're looking for a really nice replacement for those that will improve the sound quality and are easy to put in, we were just talking about PowerBase. PowerBase makes Toyota plug-and-play speakers, so they come with the brackets, the harnesses, the whole 9 yards, and they will 100% make your car sound better. Now, the caveat is if you're trying to make it like a lot louder or have more bass, no, it's not going to do that. For that, you are going to need to add a subwoofer with an amplifier. So if you're just trying to change the tonality of the car, the speaker you buy could possibly do that. It's 2020 though, so I'd really have to sit back and go, what are you really trying to do? Because, yeah, you know, it's not going to change it too much.
There you go.
Do you guys personally prefer active or passive crossovers? Personally, like if we're talking about me and my life, I would like to go active, but I don't let my personal life affect how a job has to be done. We always suggest a certain way of doing things, but we also live by there's a budget. Sometimes active or passive can really strain a budget. So, and also that might not be what the customer actually wants. It might not, you know, part of selling car audio is really listening to your client and figuring out, hey, what are we trying to do here? What is the best solution to get you from where you're at to where you want to be? So that passive active, it's like, because we'll post a picture of something that has a bunch of passive crossovers in it. And, oh my God, you got a DSP, why did you go passive? Because that's what worked best for this particular installation and this guy's budget. We're still trying to make it sound the best we can, and we want to throw at it as many of the tools we have to make that happen. Yeah. So sometimes it has to be passive. But if you're talking about in my life, like what I do, for me, I go active.
For sure.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Hey, where in your opinion is the best place to put Bluetooth mic? 2 places. We'll give you 2 places. One is up by the mirror in the center of the car. And then the other one, if it's like a really long dash, is right at the corner of the headliner and the A-pillar, which is this piece right here. It goes like this.
It almost depends of the car, like.
Right. If it's too far forward.
The Hummer.
Yeah.
It has like.
Yeah, right how many Hummers are still on the road?
No. I'm just saying, But typically we put it like under the.
Well, that's got to go in that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a pain.
In the matter of the.
That's like an hour.
Rear view mirror. Yeah.
Where do you get the 1/32 foam tape to do the install of speakers? Amazon link only shows 16th. We actually use 16th. It's not a 32nd.
It's 16.
It squishes. Yeah, it's actually a 16th. That's the stuff you want.
Get the 16th.
And they've been out of it for a while now. Like for some reason, and even the manufacturer doesn't have it. So yeah, but it is a 16th, not a 32nd. Do you think you could fit a pair of 3-way Morels in the doors of a C5 Corvette? In the door? No.
3-way Morels?
No. There's not enough room. Not enough room. No, you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, there's not enough room. It's just physically not enough. Plus, the way the door panel goes back on, there wouldn't be any holes. The holes wouldn't line up. Kind of a bummer. You need to buy the Bose A-pillars. Just find the Bose A-pillars. They have the tweeter mounts on them. And you're all good. Thank you. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. I took a try to make speaker mounts with 1/4-inch ABS. Ooh. With the Home Depot Diebold bits. It was super difficult to work with. Took the whole piece away from my hands a couple times. Oh yeah. You have to have really, really good, really fast, and a really nice stable router table. ABS is a pain. I would suggest spiral cut and not the fluted cut. So, the really aggressive bits like we showed the other day that we got from Mobile Solutions. So the fluted cuts, man, forget that. You're gonna lose a finger. What tips can you give about router bits, and cutting ABS? So that answers that. All right. So before we just hold that thought for a minute, before we go any further on that, because the show's almost to the finish point. I just want to bring this up. So let me go over here. Banners. Nope. Brands. All right, guys. So the Clean Wire competition is coming up. March 5th through the 8th at the Master Tech Expo. Last week we had Brian on and we talked about the who, what, why of entering the competition. And we told you guys, hey, if you'd like to enter for a chance to go, meaning free ticket into the place, $800 value. You just have to pay for your hotel and your plane flight to send a link to your pictures, the DNF Christmas@yahoo.com. That link is still open. We have until the middle of January or the first week in January before we're going to draw the contestants. Please, for the love of God, guys, I mean, if you're planning on going to Master Tech Expo and you like to get in for free, it's an $800 value. If you're like, hey, I really want to go to Master Tech Expo, I can swing a ticket and a hotel. Like, if you're a badass wirer and you're thinking, I don't want to enter, you don't be silly. Yes, the caveat is you have to buy a plane ticket and you have to pay for your own hotel, but you're getting into the event for free. And hey, you could be the best clean wire guy there is, and you'll win. Not only that's just the competition side of things, guys. There's also Sunday night is the biggest get together there is, live band, fireworks, lots of fun, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are the classes themselves where holy geez, I mean, Chip Booth is going to be there. He's going to be taking the classes. It's an amazing amount of information, hands-on / classroom style teaching. The competition is just this little tiny piece of it that will get you in the door, and that is phenomenal. And plus, you could win, and that would be pretty awesome. So, for those of you guys that are interested and I'm thinking I want to do this March 5th through the 8th, make sure to email us at dnfchristmas@yahoo.com. All you have to do is put, Master Tech Expo, Clean Wire Challenge, whatever. Just put Clean Wire in the top and a link to pictures. That's it. Or send us the pictures. If you got, half a dozen good pictures, see? 911.
That's it.
Half a dozen good pictures. We just want to see multiple cars. And dude, we know you guys are awesome. We've seen your work. We've been to the Clean Wire Club. So make sure you guys, dude, don't forget to enter this. It is going to be amazing.
Amazing.
Okay. Hold on. Let me do away with this. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
All right. So now you can remove that one.
Okay. Should I get my DSP tuned professionally before switching to different speakers? No. I mean, why? If you're going to put new speakers in the car, you're just going to change it anyways, because more than likely those speakers are going to be different. I mean, if you have an unlimited funds in which you want to just spend money to do something, then by all means do it twice, because why would you not? But no, I wouldn't. I'd put the new speakers in, then get it tuned professionally. And as we said earlier in the show, Resonix offers remote tuning. If you're going to upgrade a head unit, should you also upgrade speakers at the same time? I mean, if we're asking me personally, yes. However, that doesn't always happen because there's a budget. So, you have to stick true to the budget. And if the budget says no, then obviously you're not going to do it. There's been plenty of times we'll put a radio in a car and like 2 or 3 weeks later that same car will be back in the bay and we put in speakers in it. It's just what happens, It's okay. But yeah, why not? For a Morel Hybrid 3-way, if I brought to you, do you outsource the 3-way install? 2020 Honda Civic hatchback. By outsource, you mean do we have somebody that can make you A-pillars for it? No, we don't. So, that wouldn't be anything we'd get. I mean, the thing is, we stay in our lane. That isn't anything we do. I don't have a guy that can do those A-pillars. The only time we've done that Honda Civic with A-pillars, the customer brought us the A-pillars. We put it in, no problem.
So you can get you A-pillars and we can put it on.
What's up, Greg? The best part of Master Tech is meeting people in the industry and creating friendship. Oh, no doubt. I mean, the thing is it's... I could go on hours talking about Master Tech. I'm not going to, but everyone should enter. It's silly not to. I mean, if you have an inkling of like, man, yes, for the love of God, enter. I mean, Wire Super Springs are available online. Where? Send me a URL. I had to get mine from Portugal.
Luis.
Yeah,
That's
he
right.
sent me a bag of them. Yeah, it's sad. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was.
All right, guys. So Fernando is wanting me to pop this up here. We still have time. 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock
midnight.
tonight. Midnight is when this ends. So this is the last of the This is what, the Cyber Monday. So if you'd like to get $22.43 off your IRTA, use coupon code Haley, Hailey. Go over to dnftooldrawer.com and you too could pick yourself up probably one of the coolest tools in the world.
Two channel RTA.
Yeah,
how cool is that?
It is pretty cool.
You know?
Dean, thanks for the recommendation. I had data link compatible radios for my F-150. I came back and bought the 7709. I am now going to use the DSR-1 as a standalone. Should I input 2 or 4 channels? 7709. I mean, I'm still a front to rear fader kind of guy.
Okay.
I mean, okay. The reason why I'm front to rear fader guy is because, like, Haley, you know, still rides with us. She'll ride in the back seat. She'll fall asleep when we go to Orlando, so we still want to fade it to the front. However, you can do all of the level controlling in the DSP. So if you do front and sub, they can use the radio for subwoofer level control, and you can buy the knob for the DSR-1 and do punch bass. So you could use this to do punch bass, and you can use that to do, I don't know. So there's all kinds of weird, you know what I mean? There's all kinds of fun that you can have with it. So I would definitely run 4 RCAs regardless of what you do with them, just so you can have them back there and play with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's no reason to just run 1. If it's got 4, put 4 in it. Figure out what you want to do with them as time goes on. And that's the show, guys. If you're interested in picking yourself up something warm for this winter, you can head over to dnfswag.com. That's dnfswag.com. Plenty of hoodies there to, you know, supplement your winter wear to keep you nice and warm. We've talked about it throughout the whole show. DNF Tool Drawer.
Do you even zip tie, bro?
Exactly. DNF Tool Drawer.
DNF Tool Drawer right there.
Along with, go to the homepage.
Homepage.
Yep, there you go. If you go to the homepage of DNF Tool Drawer, this is the place you can find all the cool tools that we use. Go to hand tools. I had a gentleman text me the other day and was asking about a pair of crimpers he saw in a video, which was actually a pair of wire cutters. But they were right there, so I directed him to the DNF Tool Drawer, and he found them. And that's pretty cool.
These ones are awesome.
Yeah. The self-tapping drill bits?
Yes.
Or not self-tapping, self-threading drill bits. Yeah. All right, guys, listen, you go forth, be merry, have a great rest of your day, what's left of it, and we'll see you back here Saturday, of course, and, of course, throughout the rest of the week. Make sure you find us over on Instagram. We'll be doing all kinds of Instagram-y stuff. You guys have a great night. We'll see you later next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.